What's up, everybody? This is Sheila with Daftstar. I'm sitting here right now with Louden Beats. How are you doing today, Louden?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, very good. So Louden here is actually Reverie's musical producer and her brother as well. So music runs in the family. How long have you guys been doing music together?
Me and Reverie have been doing music for 4.5 years.
Who got into music first? Was it you or her? Who decided to kind of get into the musical scene?
My sister did. She definitely did. Yeah, I'll take it over. Yeah, she started in 2007 or 2008, and she started recording like 1 or 2 songs. Like, I think she recorded like 2 songs in a year. And around that time, I was in Juvenile Hall for a year, so I didn't know what was going on. Once I got out, she started showing me her music, and that was 2009. And I just started making music with her then, so she got me into it around 2009.
So you've worked with Reverie for 4 years, so I'm sure you kind of, you know, and plus your siblings, obviously. So who's like the bigger diva when it comes to music? And, you know?
She would definitely say I was the bigger diva, but I feel like she's the bigger diva when it comes down to it. And it's pretty dope making music with her because just like any other brother and sister, you could argue and fight, and 5 minutes later we were just be back at the same vibe we were at a couple minutes before the fight. And it's pretty dope. Like, I think it's really cool making music with my sister. I also make music with my brother. Shout outs to the Force. We got some shit coming out soon, probably next year. In the middle of next year we'll be coming out with the album too, so watch out for that.
Because you mentioned Juvenile Hall, can you actually, would it be okay if you talked a little bit about that? Like, what happened?
Yeah, when I was, I started getting in a lot of trouble when I was 12 to 16. I was like in and out of Juvenile Hall. I was just getting in trouble, just hanging around with the wrong people, and that's basically it. I just fucked up. A lot of people fuck up, and I got out. And when I had got out, my mom had moved up to Seattle. So it kind of gave me a chance to get out of the bullshit, and I was forced to move up there because I was 17 at the time, and I didn't want to move up there at all. I was really not motivated to move up there at all. I wanted to stay back in the hood and kick it and stuff, but I just had a change of mind. I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna try it out and see how it goes. And when I got up there, my sister had showed me the music, and basically the music saved my life, because I bet you if I wouldn't have been making music with her, I would have been back in jail or dead or whatever. So that's basically my story behind Juvenile Hall. There's a whole bunch of other stories behind that, but that's the premise of it all and how I started making music with my sister. During
your time at Juvenile Hall, did you find an outlet for music at all, or this was directly when you came out and then you had to learn everything from step 1 as to how to produce music?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was just like out of the blue. Like, she was just like, oh, I have this M-Box, you should record me, and that was it. And I just learned everything from there.
Okay, but so there wasn't like a specific song that you heard and you were like, oh, okay, shit, this is it, like this is gonna make me become a producer?
No, it was pretty random. Like, I hadn't even started making beats when I got out. It took me about like a year to start making beats, so that was like around 2010, the middle of 2010. I was kind of tired of just recording over other people's beats that have been used a million times, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna start making beats. So I started fucking around with Reason, and I wasn't good at all. Like, it was the first time I ever touched any beat making thing at all. I remember I tried like rapping on like the Microsoft recorder, like on Windows 97 or some shit, but that was like back in the day when I was like 13. Other than that, I have no other background at all except for just listening to music.
Can you give us some examples of like producers you look up to, or like you listen to and then you want to use their stuff and then you want to go off of them?
Sampling wise, DJ Premier, Ninth Wonder, Alchemist samples pretty dope. And people that don't sample is someone like this is not even hip hop, but like Deadmau5. I really like Deadmau5. Who else do I really like? Benny Benassi. Well, Benny Benassi and the dude that makes the beats are pretty dope. Who else? Lex Luger's pretty dope too. He doesn't really sample, he makes like trap beats. I'm really into a lot of trap beats. And yeah.
So you and Reverie are actually going on tour to Europe. Can you tell us about that? Like, when is that happening? What cities you're gonna go visit?
That's happening we're leaving on Wednesday, and we are going to Germany, France, Switzerland, and Portugal, and then we're going to kick it in London and just network with people. And from London, we come back to LA.
What's the one thing that you're looking out of, like actually being on stage? What's one thing that you're looking most forward to? And aside from sightseeing,
I'm really looking forward to all the beer. I requested a local 12-pack of local beer for every show that we go to, that we have. So I'm really excited about trying the beer. And that's pretty much it besides that and the sightseeing and everything else.
okay, so you're one of the countries you're going to visit is Germany. I'm actually half German. So is there anything you would like to learn in German? So when you go there, you're going to be ready?
Yeah, one thing that's going to come up in our set is fuck the police. How do I say that?
Okay, well then. It's fick. Wait, what is it? Fick die Polizei? Damn it. Fick die Polizei. You have to just fick die Polizei.
Fick die Polizei.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. So you're all set for Germany now. You got your beer and then you have this term. So you're going to have a good time. So how did it actually come about? How did the Europe tour get formed, and who did you guys talk to regarding that?
My sister, she has enough fans over there where she hit up a promoter. Shout outs to Rita G. She hit her up and we got the shows together just like that. I don't really know like all the details in it because she's doing it all for us. And she just hit her up and then she was like, oh, bring along Louden. And I'm going to be doing a beat set there while I'm there at each show and DJing the shows.
Since you're doing like a beat set in Europe, this is actually what we're listening to right now is something that you produced. What is the name of this?
This one is actually called 3630, and then I got the name from the Alesis 3630 compressor, and I'm actually going to be performing this beat in Europe too as well.
Okay, what we're going to do right now is, Louden, I'm going to throw a few rapper names out, or not even just rappers, but I'm going to throw names out there. Obviously, you will know of them. Rappers, singers, whatever. And I want you to not even think about it, but give me a word that best describes them, that you feel personally that best describes them. But you can't think about it, okay?
I'm thinking about it.
No, you see, like you're gonna be like, oh, she's gonna say JayZ, and I'm gonna be like, all right? So, are you ready? I'm just gonna throw them out there. 2 Chainz.
Whack.
Miley Cyrus.
Boring.
JayZ.
Dope.
Future.
Dope.
Kanye.
Dope.
Well, you can't repeatedly say the same thing. You have to change it up. You can't be like dope, dope, dope. All right? All right, now I gotta think about a few more names. Wait, Drake.
Needs to change up his style because it's just so monotonous.
That was pretty detailed, but that was pretty good. Dr. Dre.
Sick as fuck.
Eminem.
I'm excited to hear his new shit.
Erykah Badu.
She's really dope, laid back. I love the beats.
This is I had to think about this too. Kanye.
He's dope.
Okay, what do you think about Kanye's last album, actually?
I don't like it at all personally, but a lot of people do. I just don't like the beats, and I feel like I don't know. I just didn't like the beats, and I felt like when JayZ's album came out, I forgot about the whole Yeezus album.
Okay. What about Drake's though? What about Drake's recent album?
I haven't heard it.
Why?
I actually heard one song, and it sounded like his old shit, so I didn't want to listen to the rest of the album.
Okay, so what do you guys have in the works? You know, for the future, near future. What do you guys have? What can the fans expect of you guys?
Me and Reverie are releasing our annual Christmas mixtape. We release a Christmas mixtape every Christmas, and that's coming out on December 25th. And also that's featuring a whole bunch of producers from all over the world. And next year in March, we at Paid Dues, we're releasing a CD with Murs, and expect that to be released. I don't know when the date is, but it's going to be released at Paid Dues, and it's going to be all produced by me. All original beats, no samples. And other than that, those 2 CDs you guys should look out for.
Okay, why don't you tell everybody who's watching where they can find your music, all your social media pages?
You can find my music at soundcloud.com/loudenbeats, or you can search YouTube, produced by Louden. And my Facebook is facebook.com/loudenbeats, and Twitter is at loudenbeats. Instagram is at loudenbeats. Yeah, I always use that too, and I always forget. But
so at loudenbeats.
Yeah, that'll be it. And my phone number is. Nah, I'm just kidding.
So before we wrap it up, do you have any last words you want to say? Any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, check out Mine and Reveries CD coming out on December 25th and on March at Paid Dues in San Bernardino next year in 2014. Shout outs to Daftstar, Reach High, Be Known, Change the World. And shout outs to Reverie, shout outs to The Force, shout outs to my mom, my dad, and everyone else that's tuning into this interview. Peace.
All right, you guys, thanks for watching. This is Sheila with Daftstar, and it's a wrap.